Hi, I'm Adam and I'm going to explain to you how you can offer your interpreting services with cAPPisco in an MS Teams meeting, working on a MacBook Pro or an Apple computer. Now, I presume you have watched my cAPPisco for Interpreters video in which I explain how the software works, and also how you can choose a comfortable hardware configuration yourself. I also assume that as an interpreter you have had a full onboarding on cAPPisco before working with it in a real interpreting assignment, and that you are familiar with all the features of the platform. But in this video I'll quickly summarize what you need to do as a Mac user and how you can run cAPPisco, literally alongside your client's meeting on MS Teams, because as you know, cAPPisco is a side-by-side RSI solution. It is indeed a dedicated interpreting studio, call it a virtual hub, where you first meet your colleagues in the lounge from where you then go to your own booth, before the client's meeting starts. Once you are ready in your booth and you've done the sound check with your boothmate there, you can go to your client's meeting. So then you can click on the MS Teams link you got from the client or the organizer. But first things first. Logically, as an interpreter you first log into cAPPisco, so let me briefly recall how you do that. The very first thing you need to do is, of course, make sure your computer has an optimal internet connection. We recommend using a recent Ethernet cable, but anyway, the quality of the internet must be absolutely optimal. What you also need as an interpreter is a professional USB headset with an integrated microphone. Make sure that it is connected correctly to your device before clicking on the cAPPisco link to access the platform. You get access to the interpreting interface by clicking on the cAPPisco link you received from cAPPisco itself, or from the chief interpreter for your specific assignment. The first thing you will see then are these three buttons: Open Mac app, Open in browser, and Download app. Now, keep in mind that for assignments in which you will need one or more relay channels, you should always work with the app, not with the browser. For assignments without relay, you can use either the app or the browser, but for jobs in which you need to be able to listen to your colleague's interpretation in a smooth manner, you should definitely work with the downloaded application. Once you click on Open Mac app, the application will ask you to activate your audio driver on your computer. You may then do so, using the password you always use to allow apps on your Mac device. No worries about this, because when closing the interpreting platform after the assignment, you will be asked in the same way to deactivate your audio driver again, so you can be sure that all your computer's audio settings will return to their original positions. Now, when you are about to use cAPPisco for the very first time and the app is not yet installed on your computer, you obviously have to download it first. You can do that by clicking on the dark green Download App button. Then simply follow the installation steps. It is quick and easy. When you see a dark green screen asking for the session ID and password, don't enter anything there. Just close the window by clicking on the cross at the top right. It simply means that the installation has succeeded and that the cAPPisco app is now on your device. Then, to access the session for your assignment, just click on the cAPPisco link again and then choose Open Mac app. That will bring you straight to the lounge on cAPPisco where the other colleagues are probably already waiting for you. Of course, you don't have to re-download your app every time, so if you have worked with the downloaded app before, you can immediately open the Mac app after clicking on the cAPPisco link. If it has been a while, you may get a notification of an update. Just accept that, and the program will then update itself automatically, so you can be sure you are working with the latest version of the software. Now, remember that on this RSI platform you don't end up in a booth right away, but you first enter the lounge, where you can see, hear and speak to your colleagues as well as the technician if there is one in the team. From the lounge, you can then go to your own booth, where you can also hear, see and speak to your boothmate, just like in a real booth. And in your booth you can agree on how you want to work together and, last but not least, do a sound check, to make sure the listeners will hear you in their listening app. The sound check on cAPPisco is very easy and can be done by yourself as an interpreter, using the listening app on your smartphone. If you haven't yet downloaded the cAPPisco app on your smartphone, you can do so by scanning the QR code you see here on the screen. Then, with the secure session ID and password of the session you are in, which you will also receive from cAPPisco, you can listen yourself to see if your colleague and yourself are audible in the listening app. To do the sound check, you have to go live on the platform for a moment, so you have to turn on your console's microphone. If it is red, you are live and should be audible on both your language channels in the listening app. Okay. Once you and your boothmate are ready on cAPPisco and have done the sound check there, it is time to go to the client's meeting on MS Teams. You do this by simply clicking on the Teams link of the client. But beware, before you actually enter MS Teams, you have to adjust some of the settings there. Let me quickly explain this. After clicking on the client's MS Teams link, you will be shown this screen first, before then clicking Join and being let in. Now take a closer look at the different features indicated in this picture. First of all, make sure your microphone is on mute and your camera off. You will indeed attend the meeting, but you are not supposed to turn on your microphone or your camera because as an interpreter you are only there to hear what is said and see what is shared, right? And last but not least, when you open both cAPPisco and the Teams meeting on the same laptop or PC, which will usually be the case, make sure you also click on the gear icon that leads you to the device settings on MS Teams. There, under Microphone, select the built-in microphone of your Mac. And under Speaker, do not forget to select cAPPisco Floor. By doing this, the software integrates the sound of the MS Teams meeting in cAPPisco. So please do not forget to select cAPPisco Floor under Speaker here, as it allows to integrate the MS Teams sound into cAPPisco, which is absolutely necessary to be able to control the sound of both the floor and the relay channels with your interpreting console on cAPPisco. These few mouse clicks might be an extra challenge for you as an interpreter, but above all, remember that they are really necessary for everything to run smoothly, precisely because you will be interpreting on a side-by-side platform. Once you have adjusted these few settings, you are ready to enter your client's Teams meeting and thus click Join to be let in there. Now, before concluding, let me say this. The ideal setup we recommend for a remote interpreting job with cAPPisco is with one laptop or PC and an additional large screen. Indeed, this method allows you to open both your client's meeting and the cAPPisco interpreting platform on your one laptop or PC, and also to drag the image of the client's meeting to your extra screen. In this way you get to see the online meeting and everything that is being shared there, large and clear enough on that extra monitor, while on the screen of your computer you keep the full comfort of a video-based interpreting environment where you can communicate with your boothmate without disturbing the meeting participants. Of course, you can also choose to place both applications literally side by side on the one screen of your one laptop or PC. To be honest, a lot of interpreters like to work that way, and after all, cAPPisco was designed to work side by side even on only one device. Now, even if you prefer to work with two computers to go side by side, that is also a possibility, so then you use one device for your client's meeting and the other one for your interpreter interface. But then of course you have to operate both devices completely separately, and, in meetings with relay, you might have to work with an extra headset, or an extra pair of earbuds, or even a mixer. Quite a few interpreters find that a bit of a challenge, but if you are used to working with two computers, it can certainly be a comfortable working method for you. Whatever setup you choose, make sure you are able to control both MS Teams and the cAPPisco interface yourself at all times. For example, you have to be able to do a split screen and place two applications next to each other, or drag and drop one of the applications to your extra screen. But above all, make sure you never lose sight of your interpreting console. Good luck with it and have fun going side by side with cAPPisco.